Hello everybody, hey, hi, how you doing? I'm your host, Kennedy Vidal, and this is The Art of.
Losing my spark was like a compilation of like a lot of different things. At the time, I was comparing myself to a lot of people. You know, certain relationships not going the same way. I started to become angry more. I started to feel a lot of, like disappointment, insecurity. When in reality, I was just, like mentally drained from my spark. When it happens and you lose it, you have no idea when you're gonna get it back. Like, I just said the word years. Like, I didn't say months, weeks, a couple of days, and I was fine. Like, mine took years.
How did it feel to finally realize, like, okay, I'm getting back to myself?
It felt so good. It felt so good because I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel like me again. Like, I'm starting to, to feel that confidence. I'm starting to feel like I want to be involved more now and not isolate myself. So it was a really, 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 really good feeling.
My guest today is a dancer, writer, actor, and a tech girl. She's currently breaking barriers. My guest today is Brianna Jordan.
Yay!
The art of getting your spark back. Man, I'm excited to talk about this because this is kind of where I'm at in life, in the process of getting it back. But before we can get into the fun stuff and talk about the actual spark, I want to talk about how you lost it. So kind of like, what was that like for you?
So losing my spark was like a compilation of like a lot of different things.
Okay.
And so with losing it, that involved, me not being interested in some things, or, certain relationships not going the same way. And I also want to say that social media had a really big influence. Because, we go through this reality of things trending and stuff like that. So at the time, I was comparing myself to a lot of people. And so that really took a downfall to the point where I would mute certain things like on social media. So like I would mute words on Twitter like relationship, happiness, like success, because, I didn't want to see what I wanted on somebody else.
Right.
So it was, it was a journey kind of like going through that and, getting to that point, because to me that's kind of, it's kind of extreme.
Yeah. Do you think, like, in that point in time in your life, you think you were depressed, or you think it was just like kind of hard?
I think it was just hard. Around that time where I felt like I was losing my spark, I had, just got, into college. So, I'm experiencing a lot of different things. I'm meeting new people. And during that time, that's like a time when you really figure out who you are, or like you really start the journey to figure out like who you are, because your parents are not there. There's nobody telling you, hey, you have to go to class or you have to be involved, because necessarily like you don't, you pretty much, you don't have to.
Yeah. So you think it was going into college when you kind of started to lose yours?
Like a little bit in college, like maybe like midways, because I think my academics play like a big role in that too. Because being in like the tech industry, I mean, we see what's going on with AI. There's a lot more that's happening pretty much behind the scenes. But I kind of started to doubt myself in school, feeling like I don't belong here. Yes, it was challenging, but I loved that. But I didn't really feel, motivated. Like I rarely seen people who look like me, So that kind of also added to me just kind of losing. It's like, oh, you're not really who you think you are. Like, you're not as smart. You're not as this. So I would have to say, like, in that time, in like the middle of like my college years was when I felt like it started to really like decline.
Ooh, I can attest to that kind of, because I feel like my time in college was the weirdest time for me, where I just really didn't know, like, I didn't know myself like I thought I knew myself. And in college, a lot of things began to be revealed. And after college is when I had to deal with those things that were revealed to me. Because it's like, when you realize you're a certain way, you kind of want to, usually you should typically want to overcome that if it's not in a positive light. Yeah. And I was realizing thing after thing that I'm just like kind of in a negative space. And had to work out of that. So I understand that completely. Do you think there were warning signs, like before you knew you actually lost your spark? You think there were warning signs leading up to that?
I think they were. I think I became a little bit more meaner, for sure. Even though everybody now is like, "Oh my God, you're so mean." It's like, I'm actually really nice. I'm actually really nice. I promise I am. I'm cool. Now, can I get there? Yes, I can. But, you know, I started to become angry more, like frustrated.
Girl.
I started to feel a lot of, you know, like disappointment, insecurity. And it's like, yeah, you know, we go through things on a daily basis. So it's just like, I didn't see that as warning signs. They were like, oh, that's normal. Like, I should be mad because, you know, like I'm not, you know, I'm not happy, or even just the way that I would, you know, treat friends and everything. Or, you know, when people used to invite me out to stuff, like I wouldn't even go. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm this and that. When in reality, I was just, you know, like mentally drained from my spark.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't say getting ready to be blown out, but what kind of felt like it getting ready to like blow out.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was last year. I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself, and not living up to those expectations, it kind of like made me disappointed in myself. And I was just super hard on myself when it concerned like really every area of my life. And I had an idea of how things in my life would go, and they weren't going that way. So it was just so hard. It was so hard.
My life. Right now.
Literally. And that it is just, and I know we are kind of like in the same, you know, same season kind of, and now we're in the same season of also like kind of getting back into the swing of things. So I want to ask you, what is some advice you would give someone who's in the season right now of loss? Like they just like are totally not themselves. What's advice you would give them?
I would say to really show up for yourself. Like, I know that you're going to want to not go places. I know you're not going to want to be involved. I know that you're probably going to want to isolate. That's a lot of what I did. But you can't do that because it's not going to help. Yeah. Because the more you try to isolate and get away from it, or start believing like those negative things that's in your head, you're going to believe them. You know, even though they might not be true. So I would say show up for yourself. So if you don't feel like going here, go anyway, because you never know like how you're gonna feel when you get there. Or, you know, just try. Like, you honestly, you can't stop, because if you stop, you've already failed yourself. Like, you didn't even give yourself a chance to get it back, even if you want to. So you really just have to, you know, you got to keep pushing. I know that's probably easier said than done, but you have to speak life of yourself. There's a song that says something like that. I can't remember actually.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Speak over yourself.
Encourage yourself.
Like, you really have to do that. Like, I'm starting to see now that words are very powerful. Yeah. Like, very, very powerful. Like, if you tell yourself that you are something, 9 times out of 10, you're going to believe that. Like, you know, I would be like, oh yeah, I'm a business owner. I'm a this, I'm a that. Like, you know how I do. I always tell people like, oh yeah, I got to go make sure the Lamborghini's still outside. Like, I got to go make sure of that. You know, that's something I might possibly want to indulge in, you know, later on in life. But, you know, you have to speak life over yourself, but you have to meet yourself halfway as well. So if you want God to change something for you, like, he's going to be there 100%, but you have to meet him at that 50 mark for it to be 100. Definitely.
What were some, like, when did you realize your spark was gone? Like, when was the moment?
I think I realized it was gone when I had like no interest in things that I had interest in. Yeah. And when I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, even right now, everybody knows, like, what everybody knows me from is like dancing and stuff. And so even now, like, I hadn't really been, you know, like dancing as much. I haven't been, you know, in class. And it wasn't because like I didn't really have an interest in dance, because I always have love for it. But it was just, I just wasn't interested because like I wasn't feeling okay mentally. Like, I didn't know, you know, who I was. Like, I wasn't confident, you know, in myself. So my interest went down for things that I loved a lot. Even writing, like I had the courage to even start the page, which I've been writing for as long as I can remember. And fun fact, I used to write music as well, but we're not going to get into that.
No, we might have to get into that.
I used to write music. So it's like I have this, these things that I used to do and love, and all those stopped. Reading stopped. All these things stopped because, I wasn't feeling like myself. So that's how I really knew I was like, okay. Or, doing things that wasn't like fulfilling me. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. Because I used to be so confident and so this, and I'm here and like, let's get dressed to go here. Like, and those were probably some of the greatest times in my life. So when that didn't happen, I was like, yeah, something's wrong. Like something has to change.
Mine was kind of the same. Like last year, like last fall, I didn't go out. Like I didn't go out. Like the most going out I did was when I would meet up with y'all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And every day, all day, I was working on this podcast, like nonstop. Like literally me and my sister talk about it all the time, how I was just like so fixated on that, and how like just becoming fixated on something like that, it was just super unhealthy for me. And yeah, I just found myself in a state of just like, kind of like a cycle of just like trying, failing.
Yeah.
Encouraging myself, trying again, failing, and it was that cycle again. And for a while, I didn't realize like I knew it was affecting me, but I kind of thought it was just part of the process, which sometimes I definitely think it is, but I think I didn't help the fact that I was part of the process because I was fighting against it. Like I was fighting against all the failures. Like sometimes you're just going to fail and you have to accept that and move past it. I wasn't good at moving past it. I would harp on the same thing over and over. So that was kind of like my season. But I just want to ask you, like, what was your reaction when you realized like your spark was lost?
I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was so hurt. Like, because I had never thought I would ever get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, since growing up, like, I have always just been pushed to be the best or do this, especially like by my parents, like, make sure you get good grades and you do good at everything and you treat people right. And, I learned that from, both of them. 'Cause, I mean, they're great people as well. And so I was just like, it was a shocker. And I was like, what? I can't believe that, I let the things of life, I let my mind, I let other people affect that, knowing how strong I would say I was, because I'm still strong. But, just knowing how strong I was, I just never would have thought. So it was kind of hurtful, but then also it was scary because it's like, one, I don't like change. Yeah. Like, I am so terrified of change because I'm always trying to plan my life out. I gotta have that next step. I gotta know what I'm doing. God show me time and time again that, girl, this is not your life to be playing out. Like, you cannot do that. So it was just a scary thing because it's like, where do you start?
Yeah.
Like,
how do you get back into the groove?
How do you get back into the groove? If I don't have it, I don't really know where I lost it.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole bunch of things, it's some things a little bit more intense than others. Like, do I start there? Like, but you're not thinking about that. It's just like, wow, like, okay, I want to be better. How do I get better?
Yeah.
So it was, I would definitely say, sadness and being very terrified.
I think for me, it was more towards the end I realized. And by that point, I think I was just numb. Like, because I knew it was bad, but then like actually realizing how bad it was, just kind of like I don't, like literally kind of like what you said, I don't even know what to do. Like, where do I go next? You know what I mean?
Like, help somebody. Literally. When they go chat GPT this, I have this going on. Where do I start?
Nuh-uh, because chat be, or AI kind of, they be sometimes. But I want to ask, like, do you think realizing your spark was lost, do you think it made it better or worse? Because I know, like, for me initially, I think it made it worse because, like, now I'm, like you said, like, now you're upset because you're not yourself. Before you was upset because your job's not going right, your relationships, just your finances, whatever it is. But now you also realize like you're not the same person, like you're not yourself. And so that made me frustrated and mad and upset. But like, I think once I realized it, it gave me like kind of steps. Like it was like, okay, what can I do? And because I was like, what can I do? I kind of tried to fix each area that was messed up, and then that overwhelmed me. So initially, I think it made it worse. And then, you know, eventually I think it became better. So
yeah, I think it made mine better once I realized it. Cause it's like now I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
That like, okay, it ain't gone. It's just a little, you know, like dimmed down. And so I started to try and pinpoint and actually physically write down, okay, where are these areas? Okay, what do I not like that I used to like? What's really, you know, bothering me? What I don't like about myself, you know? So actually putting those down on paper and seeing, because you can have, I got too much going up in here. I got like 52 tabs open. I don't need to be opened up anymore. So really getting on pen and paper and writing these things down, looking at them, and then realizing that, okay, these are the areas. And, you know, I'm a planner, so I'm trying to plan how I'm going to get it back, you know, once I did realize that. And so, you know, kind of going down that list, I'm like, okay, this is high priority. I don't think this is here or this is that. So for me, I don't think it ever turned into something that got worse. I think it just kind of started there and it just went up and up and up. Now, I didn't go up that fast,
right.
But, you know, it gradually got there as I tried to work on the things that I feel like was being affected like the most.
Do you think you had any setbacks during that time?
Not necessarily, because I would go like really, really slow with things because I never wanted to overwhelm myself.
That makes sense.
I do that with tasks in my life. So I was like, if I'm trying to get better and be better, let me focus on one thing at a time. And then once I feel like I'm at a good, consistent spot, like with that, then okay, let's focus on this. Let's do this. So far, it's just been good. I mean, I hope it doesn't drop off at any time.
Right.
But, you know, I don't think it will. I think if I just stay positive about, you know, getting there and just like try to keep that confidence going, then I think it's going to work.
I think so too. Okay, so if you had to encourage someone who has lost their spark, they realized it and now they're trying to get back, but every action they're taking to get back is kind of like it's like more setbacks and more setbacks. What advice would you give them?
So I would probably first start off by saying it's not lost. And I say that because if it was lost, then you wouldn't be concerned about it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just dimmed down a little bit. It maybe not be as bright, but if you feel like you keep doing these things and you keep getting setback, sometimes it may not have nothing to do with you. Because I know some people, when they're dealing with stuff, every challenging, I'm not going to say bad thing, but every challenging thing in life, they try to attach it to that. And that may not be for you. You may have went through that, experienced that for somebody else. So you really have to know exactly like, okay, is this a part of this or this may be a part of something? But we don't always know that. So that's where God comes in, that like you really have to, you know, pray about those things. Ask him to show you signs. But then you also, like we talked about, you know, that was earlier this week or something. You have to have those eyes. You have to be open. You have to be aware, and you have to know, you know, when things are attached to that. But also, if you feel like, oh, that's not the issue, like I know I've been trying, I know that I'm getting the results that I am because of this, then maybe you might have to go back to the drawing board. Like, you know, we got to start doing things the old-fashioned way. Grab out that pen and paper, like write those things down and really evaluate yourself. And I think I've still kind of in my evaluation stage of like really discovering, you know, is it me or is it them? Is it me? Is it, you know, this? So really take your time and go through that, and don't move too quickly, because I mean, I know we all want to be here,
right?
You know, we all want to be at the finish line, but getting there is never easy, and it never has been for anybody. And it might look that way, but you have no idea what they may have went through like on the back end to pretty much get there. So really take time with yourself. If you see it's happening consistently and there's a pattern, and you have to look into that. And you need to evaluate everybody who's like a part of that and see, is it something that you need to change? Maybe yourself, maybe, you know, your attitude, maybe your atmosphere, you know, maybe you need to change somebody in there and maybe, you know, cut off relationship with them. I'll definitely say take your time, start there, and really do self-evaluation, because that's the only way that you're going to know. Like, you can't start any process without evaluating the problem first. And if you don't know the problem, then you gotta just you know,
just pray about it. Just pray.
Just pray about it. Just ask God about it. Ask him to show you.
Yeah, you said earlier, you said kind of something you was doing was comparing yourself, and you said some social media played a role in that. And I think taking a break from social media is like a big part that can help people, because it's like that's when you're in a state where, you know, you don't really see the life you've always imagined, and you're on social media and you're seeing people live that life, like it's easier to, you know, compare yourself. So it's like, if you need to take a break from that, take a break. Like you said, if the people around you are constantly draining you, constantly taking from you, then yes, you need to reevaluate the people that are around you and replace it with people who you can have just good conversations with. And I think like that, like y'all, the group being with y'all and stuff, I think that helped that aspect of my life. Just even though I didn't know y'all that well, but just being able to have those conversations with people who think similar to me, that helped a lot too.
Yeah, and even if you don't want to like get off of social media, I'm gonna expose myself for a little bit, but I have a Finsta, and so I know when people like hear that term, they think, oh, you're out there doing crazy stuff and this and that, when in reality it's like my get away from social media, even though like it's still on social media. So like on there, like I follow things that I want to see, like I tailor my content to what I want to see. Cooking, writing, business stuff. Like I hardly ever see people come across there if they're not, you know, speaking on a particular, you know, like topic. Like I have a few of like my friends and things that's on there, but it's just a place for me to be me, and I don't have to be performative. Not saying that I do that on my regular, but I obviously have an image, you know, like on there. And I try to keep like my personality and things contained, because everybody didn't have access to me. But, you know, having that Finsta, like sometimes I don't even check my regular stuff first. Like I go there, I follow godly things on there. Like it's just a space of things that Brianna likes, and I don't see, you know, like nothing extra. Nobody's really influencing me. So it's like kind of teaching me in a sense, instead of, you know, going down people's lives that I know. And now, you know, Instagram has where you'll see them on your feed even though you don't follow them. And I mean, that's cool, because that's a good way to, you know, introduce, you know, people that you may not, you know, have seen, or who may be in the community of the area. But you can also take a break like that, because I know some people like they struggle with staying off there. I'm just like, I could delete the whole app right now. But,
me too. You know, honestly, like we were talking about before, if it wasn't for this, certain, you know, networking reasons, I would probably be off of it a lot more than I am on. And I think that comes kind of with age too. Like in college, if you would have told me to get off social media for, you know, a couple weeks, couple months, I would look at you crazy.
Like, what? You want me to not tweet as soon as I wake up? That's crazy. I miss that era though.
Twitter was a good era. Twitter was great. But you still get on?
I check it every now and then. I might say a few things like here or there, but I'm not like how I used to be. Like my fingers, I would wake up and be like, good morning, everyone, on Twitter. Like, you know, but I feel like it's not the same. And, you know, things are becoming so political these days. I mean, they've always been, but, you know, now it is
even worse because of that.
You know, so it's like, it's not even really a fun place to be anymore. But I also will say this. I met a guy from LA, and I don't know if I can say too much. I don't know too much, but he's working on this new like social media. It's going to be a lot more positive than what we have right now with a little bit of things. So y'all want to know about that,
stay tuned.
You know what I'm saying? It's in the works. It's in the works.
But the only thing about keeping social media positive is like, I don't know, if it's a person's choice to post what they want, it's like, how can you control that? Like,
yeah, I mean, put in the terms and conditions. Nobody reads it anyway.
That's true.
And then, you know, if you kick them out, you delete their account, give them a warning or whatever, and then they try to sue you or something, then it's like, it was in the terms and conditions, but you didn't read them. I feel like there's a lot of things hiding in those, and we just be like,
okay, accept.
Whatever. You're going to take my DNA from this, that's fine. I mean, whatever. You probably have it anyway. You know, it doesn't matter.
What was I gonna say? So what was your feeling like when you started progressing and moving forward? Like, how did you feel? How did it feel to finally realize, like, okay, I'm getting back to myself?
It felt so good, but it felt different.
Like, in what way?
So I feel like when I lost my spark, well, not lost it, but dimmed down a little bit, I was like a little bit younger.
Okay.
And so now I'm like 30, you know, and it's going up, it's getting back. I'm in a whole different headspace from when like I first lost it, but it felt so good because I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel like me again. Like I'm starting to, you know, to feel that confidence. I'm starting to feel like I want to be involved more now and not isolate myself and just go to work, go to the grocery store, come home and, you know, just do whatever. So it was a really, 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 really good feeling. And even though I don't think it'll ever be 100% because as life goes on,
right, your
mind expands, you experience different stuff. So it's going to always be this like continuous growth over time. But I think just being in the midst of it, it's like blissful. It's almost blissful because it's like when it happens and you lose it, you have no idea when you're going to get it back. Like I just said the word years. Like I didn't say months, weeks, a couple of days and I was fine. Like, you know, mine took years, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to take years. It may take you 2 months to bounce back. It may take you a month and a heartbreak to bounce back. You know, it might be that, but mine was just, you know, in year form. So it's like, you know, being there now, I'm like, wow, girl, look at you. Look at you go, you know?
It's a refreshing feeling for sure.
Yeah.
It's like just literally like a breath of fresh air. And I hate to be cliche, but that's what it is. It's like you can finally breathe and relax a little bit. And that was my issue. I was just doing entirely too much. And it's like, you know, some people, they may be in this state because they're not doing enough. Yeah. And they're constantly seeing their life not be what they wanted. But I was doing too much. Like I was putting too much pressure on myself. And once I came back down and like took kind of the load off, that's when I started to see things like progressing forward. But I want to ask, like, what do you think you learned from this time in your life? And do you think it was necessary?
What did I learn? Where do I start on the list? So I think this time around, I can say that I've learned how to bounce back from things a little bit quicker than what I used to be. And it's so funny that you asked me that because I literally just told my best friend that this morning. I was like, you know, I'm never mad at the challenges of life. Like I'm always so grateful. Like, yeah, I might not like them in that moment, but I never leave without learning a lesson. And so with experiencing this, it's just like, if there were something that happened where I felt like I lost it, I know how to get it back now. You know, because old me would have been down and out, crying. I probably would have went back to, you know, like muting words on, you know, like Instagram and Twitter and like all of these things. But it definitely taught me how to bounce back. And that may not be from, you know, all negative things. But, you know, when certain things don't go your way, it's like, oh, that's fine. I had a plan B, or, you know, I'll be able to figure that out. So I would say definitely bouncing back.
Okay. One last question I want to ask is, what is the art of getting your spark back? Just a recap of this entire video. What do you think the art of getting your spark back is?
So the art of getting your spark back, I would say, is returning home to yourself.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're so cute. I like that.
I told y'all I was sweet now. But it's returning back to yourself it's, you know, really taking a deep dive into yourself, which I don't feel like we as people do a lot. It's like, yeah, I could tell you I dance, I do this and I do that, but it's still a lot more layers that like you haven't peeled back yet. So it's really about getting that light back in your eyes. You know, I'm saying all these poetic things. I told you I'd be right. But you know, putting that light back in there and just really being like a trailblazer in life. Because I mean, without your spark, I mean, you can't really see where to go. So you don't want to lose it and then you not move as far, you know, in life. So it's very detrimental that, you know, you try to keep like that flame ignited and like make sure that, you know, you are doing what you need to do for yourself. Emphasis on for yourself. Don't do nothing. I mean, do things for people, but always put yourself first.
Yeah. I think your reason should, one, obviously be God-led. Yeah. And then, you know, based on that, you'll kind of be guided with where to go next and with who to do things for. But your answer, man, they hit it on the nose.
That's the best way I can put
to yourself. I almost cried.
It's like coming back home, and doesn't it feel good when you go back home? Like
refreshing, like it. That's why, and like I said, I'm in this season right now, and each like step forward I take, it's just like, oh yes, like I'd be so excited, and it's little things, it's step by step, doing little things that get you kind of back to where you should be.
Yeah, but like it's crazy. Even me, just like buying clothes and stuff. Anybody know me? Baby, I do not be buying no clothes. And if I tell you I'm not coming somewhere, it's probably because I ain't got nothing to wear. And I don't know why people think that. I know you got all of these things. Go look in there. You try to put something together, and you tell me what you come out here with.
When you asked me what I was wearing, I was like, I don't know. I tried in so many clothes today. And that's why I text you. I said, I need to go shop. And see, I'm the type of person, I go shopping. Like
I don't.
I go like a couple months. I do like a relatively decent size haul. I haven't done that probably since my birthday last year, which is coming up on a year. So you see, like, yeah. And that's,
I just can't. Like, I feel like if I don't need it, I don't buy it. And I think that kind of helped me get my spark back too, because now it's like I'll see something and it's like, I don't need this, but it's cute and I should get it for myself because like I love myself. And so like now I've been like gathering clothes like here and there. And then also too, you know, I had got like a tad bit bigger, so like clothes wasn't fitting how it was supposed to. And I was just like, whoa, like I was excited. But people don't say that. Like when you start to gain a little weight, because obviously I'm not, you know, like thick, but you know, you gain a little weight, your clothes, that's a sad thing. This was my favorite pair of pants. And what you mean they don't fit? And it's like, you know what, I don't, you know, want to lose it because the weight looks nice on me. But yeah, just buying like random stuff that I want. Like I bought a portable bidet because that's what I want.
You didn't tell us that, which is kind of crazy.
Like that's what I wanted. Did I need it? No, but Brianna wanted it, so Brianna got it. You know, like this shirt. Oh, I don't care. It's $90. I'm gonna buy it. Obviously, if it's in the budget, it's in the budget, guys.
Not crazy.
It's in the budget. This is after all the bills has been paid. Now the rest of the money is just, you know, like for me. But like just small stuff like that. You know, kind of making sure that I'm just not a tights and t-shirt girl, and I go to the store. You know, that's kind of helping me because I feel like, and maybe this might be for every woman or just like every human being. It's like when you look good, you feel good. And don't get me wrong, I was feeling real good in my Crocs that I would wear and my tights and my t-shirt going to the store. I was in a blissful state being there because I like going grocery shopping. So it's just like, this is cool, but it's not really helping me because then I will go on social media and see all these good looking people and they're dressed up and it made me feel some type of way. But then it's like, girl, you chose to put them tights on and go to that store. They chose to put on a whole outfit and go to the store, and you mad at them when you could have went in there and did something. So it's just like small stuff like that has kind of been helping. Like I even told myself maybe after my birthday or maybe starting, well, I guess we're in the spring now, but when it really picks up the being hot consistently, like I'm gonna wear heels everywhere. For what? I don't know, but I just feel like that's gonna help with my confidence
because it's cute.
That's what I'm gonna do, and it's cute. It's very feminine. Like why she got on heels in the stove? Because I'm a woman.
Oh yeah, I do want to get into wearing heels more because I do think they cute, and sometimes like they just bring an outfit together very nicely.
Yes.
You lost me at the store though. I would not be wearing no heels at the store. My feet be hurting.
Like a little, like something like real cute, just real tiny.
I don't want to do it because it kind of cut off at the end.
Wait, what happened?
It kind of cut off like right when we were talking about heels, but I just want to like close it out. Say like, comment, all that stuff. You want to shout out your Instagrams and stuff?
Yeah, sure. What
okay, I'll do that.
I think it's
when
Bree, B-R-I-E-Y underscore.
Yeah. My camera died again, but we were done with the episode. Anyways, I just want to say, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow Brianna at
Bree underscore. That's BRIEEY underscore.
Yep. Follow her, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.